All right, here we go. We're recording. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. It is, what's today? October 10th? Oh my goodness. It's already 10 days in October. What in the hell? You guys, this year is flying by. Can you believe it? I seriously can't believe it. I'm really excited because we have a lot of great things in store for you tonight with our team call. We have a really great topic. And yeah, so let's just get into it. Oh my gosh, is Lauren on? What the hell? Lauren, you're here from Asia. It's like, wait, I guess it's not super late. It's 8 a.m. there. That's so funny how that is. It's crazy. I learned a trick on how to figure out what time it is in Asia. Just do East Coast time and then flip it with the AM and PM, and then you immediately know what time it is where Lauren's at. I don't know if anyone cares, but in case you want to know. Okay, I did add you to the world clock. I have like Philippines or Malaysia or whatever area you're at. I have that on my world clock so I can always know what time zone you're in because, I mean, I just always need to know what's going on in your life, Lauren. Anyways, okay, I digress. So, you guys, we have a really exciting topic tonight. I have a PowerPoint that I need to pull up really quickly here. Sorry, I'm getting like super off track. I'm just like a little squirrel today. Let's see. No, it keeps asking me if I want to leave. Don't leave me. Here we go. Hold on. Get the screen up. Hold on. Patience. Hold on really quick. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So we've got our little intro slide. We decided to do this fun stuff because I just love it. So welcome everybody to Team Fire Away and Team Let Your Light Shine weekly team call with Emma and myself. You know, this is our, first month, I guess, doing our calls now on Mondays instead of Tuesdays. So hopefully you guys made it here. If not, you can catch the recording, but our new time for our team calls is every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. So just make sure that you mark that for your calendars moving forward. Let's see, okay. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay, so let's start off, you guys. We've got some announcements before we get into the team call stuff. We've got a bunch of really important things happening this month, okay? So hold on really quick. I just need to make sure everyone's muted. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so first off, you guys, Super Saturday. Super Saturday is coming October 29th, okay? So if you haven't already figured out where your local Super Saturday event is going to be hosted, make sure that you get online and you figure that out ASAP, okay? You guys, events are super important to get to if you are committed to making your business work, okay? So I really suggest that you get your butts to Super Saturday. I don't care if you've been a coach for 5 years. I'm still make sure that I get to Super Saturday every single quarter, okay? It's always just a really great way to reconnect and just really plug into the community and, you know, be a part of Team Beachbody. You know what I'm saying? It goes so much further than just our team. I feel like just being around all of the other coaches, you know what I mean, in your local area that are on the same mission as you is just, it's really empowering and I love it. So make sure that you have that on your calendar and make sure that you figure out where your local Super Saturday event is going to be at, okay? If you go to tdbcoach411.com/super-Saturday, you will be able to find a list of all the local events, okay? And it's also in your back office. So make sure that you look for that and get yourself registered for Super Saturday. Okay, somebody is unmuted and I don't know how to mute it. Hold on a second. Here, hold on. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to figure that out. It was really distracting. Okay, so next thing, it is our last month of the challenge pack blowout, you guys. So all of the most popular challenge packs have been on sale since August for $140. So make sure that you take advantage of this and get your challenger started while you can, while all the best, most popular programs are on sale, okay? That's gonna go through the end of October, and once it is done, they're gonna go back to full price, okay? So get on top of that. 21 Day Fix, 21 Day Fix Extreme, PIO, Size, Country Heat, all that good stuff is on sale, okay? Core to Force, we did our whole call last week on Core to Force. If you didn't watch it, go check out my YouTube page. I posted the link to the recording in the Team for Evolution team page as well. But Core de Force is coming at the end of this month, okay? So challenge packs are going to be launching on Halloween, last day of the month, 10/31, and then the base kits are going to be available on November 1st, okay? So just so you guys know, you'll be able to get your challengers and customers set up on the 31st, but you, all of us as coaches, since we're obviously not able to purchase challenge packs, we're not going to be able to get the program until the 1st, so just make sure you make a note of that. And then, of course, the second sneak peek of Core de Force is going to be on October 24th on Beachbody On Demand, okay? So if you didn't take advantage of the first sneak peek, make sure you get on this one. And even if you did take advantage of the first sneak peek, I would highly recommend getting on this one as well. It will only help you promote and talk about the program more and build that excitement, okay? So like I said, though, if you didn't see our call, we did a whole call all about how to utilize the Core de Force launch in your business, okay? So make sure you watch that. Okay, and then a couple more things, you guys. So that's, or not, is it this month? Oh my gosh, yeah, October, November. So November comes after October, right? So November is going to be the Team Spirit competition. So I don't know if you guys have checked this out or not, but oh my gosh, okay, hold on, sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback again. Can you guys just all make sure that you're muted? Because for some reason, like some people I can't mute. And can you just please be sure that you don't unmute yourself during when I'm talking, because it's like super distracting. I can't even like form words, as you can tell. Okay, thank you for whoever just muted yourself. Okay, so Team Spirit competition. This is, this is something new, you guys. It's similar to Team Cup / Fall Classic, where we're kind of all pairing up and pushing, to help a lot of people together, but it's different. It's going to be like really big teams instead of like small teams of 3 to 5. So we're probably going to go a little bit more in depth in explaining this and figuring out like, teams for everybody. But I just wanted to make sure this is on your guys' radar and you know about this, okay? So check out or write this down, FAQ 1726. Go through, look at that FAQ, read it, start to understand it. Like I said, we'll probably do another call or something to dig in more to the Team Spirit competition. But I just wanted to let you guys know about this so that you can kind of keep your your eyes and ears open, so that when we do start to put some teams together and everything, you guys already have this on your radar, okay? So that's coming next month. And then last announcement for our October, the Success Club Prize is going to be a personal development webcast with Eric Qualman. He's a social and technology expert. And you guys, any opportunity that we get to learn from experts, hello, ding, 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 success leaves clues. So I love these kinds of incentives for Success Club where we can learn from people and just learn best practices and just get a better understanding of how we can be effective on social media and use technology to help us move our business forward. So make sure that you qualify for Success Club and get your butt on this webcast, because I think it's going to be a really awesome opportunity for all of us, okay? All right. All right, so we wanted to highlight the coaches that are on our team that have hit Success Club. So I just realized, I'm sorry, Team Fit Revolution, this is just me and Emma's team, because that's all our downline that we could access. I apologize. So this is just for our team, but we wanted to give you guys a little bit of a shout out for hitting Success Club and for helping our 3 people. It is only 10 days into the month, so you guys freaking rock. Shout out to Melissa Ellis and Brittany Powers, who are leading the pack and have already helped. Both of them have helped at least 6 people, which is amazing, you guys. 6 people in the first 10 days of the month is amazing. So awesome job to you guys for just constantly leading by example and helping a lot of people, okay? And of course, our Success Club 5 rock stars. Got to give a shout out to April Jacobs, Jessica Limpert, Autumn Cotton, and Latoya Journey. All of you guys have helped people and hit Success Club this month. So you guys rock. This is amazing. This is a really, really strong start to your month. And now you can continue to focus on not only planting seeds for next month, but, making sure that you are setting yourselves up for the future. And you don't have to stress at the end of the month to hit your goals, which is freaking amazing, you guys. So shout out to all of you guys. And if you are on the call and you see your name on this board right now, you should give yourself a little pat on the back, give yourself a little whoop whoop, because you rock, okay? Awesome job, ladies. Emma and I aren't even on this board right now. Emma, we need to get our ish together. We need to move it forward. You guys are freaking motivating to us to make sure that we're stepping it up and helping our people too. But of course, we just want to give a shout out to everybody that's on the board and working their way towards Success Club and helping people. You know, and this is me and Emma's teams combined. So we just want to make sure all of you guys that are helping people are getting recognized. So great job. Keep working, keep talking to people, planting the seeds, and you guys will make it happen, okay? So this is a great start. Like I said, you are already on the board. You are well on your way, and just keep doing what you're doing. And if you're not on the board yet, that's okay. You still have so much time, okay? So just get out there, commit to the basics. Make sure you have a date set for your next challenge group that you are inviting to, and just get on it, you guys, okay? We still have time. It's not too late. And there are still so many lives that need to be changed, okay? So get out there and make it happen. All right, you guys, let's get into it. So tonight, Emma and I are going to be talking about the power of vulnerability in not just your business, but in your life, okay? Emma specifically has got a really great PowerPoint for us, and she's going to kick it off and really, you know, kind of share a lot of things that she's learned, myself as well, but Emma's really going to take charge with this because she's been, I feel like, the queen of vulnerability lately, you know what I mean, with a lot of things that have been going on in her life, and just continuing to push forward and use all that to help people, you guys, like using the scary parts of your story and the shitty parts of your journey to help other people, okay? That's really what this is about. So we're really excited to talk about this topic. This is something that we've talked about for a really long time, and so we're excited to just jump into it, okay? So Emma, I'm going to stop the screen share and then turn it over to you so that you can start sharing your presentation, okay? Are you unmuted? Yes, you are. Okay, good.
I'm gonna yeah, like you just like made me nervous for some reason. I'm like, oh wait, shoot. Okay, wait, how do I don't want to be in full screen. Oh well, whatever. I'm just gonna share it like this. Okay, now wait, let me see. If I present, can you guys see that? Can someone unmute and tell me, because I can't see anyone.
We can see it.
Okay, it doesn't show like the side part of like all of the power.
No, I only see the presentation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so I can't see anyone, which is kind of weird, but I am really excited to talk about this because I feel like this is something I've really been working on, and I'm actually gonna not share it in that way because I actually want to be able to see people. I don't want to be talking to myself, so I hope this is okay. So this is the power of vulnerability, and I'm going to be referencing a lot from Brene Brown and the book Rising Strong. So, okay, hold on. I think that I actually wanted to. I'm going to start off with this TED Talk. I'm only going to share about 2 minutes of it, but I hope that this works. Is there a way that, Alexa, do you know?
Click the link below it where it says change. Yep.
Thank you. Okay.
Coming in as tech support for Alexa. What?
Who is this? Is this Liz? No. Who is
No,
this?
that's Lauren.
Oh, this is Lauren. Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, who is this? You sound like Liz. I can't see you, so I can. Okay. Okay, so let me. You guys can see this, right?
The one thing that keeps us out of connection is our.
Okay.
Is that opportunity for
25?
So very quickly, really about 6 weeks into this research, I ran into this unnamed thing that absolutely unraveled connection in a way that I didn't understand or had never seen. And so I pulled back out of the research and thought, I need to figure out what this is. And it turned out to be shame. And shame is really easily understood as the fear of disconnection. Is there something about me that if other people know it or see it, that I won't be worthy of connection? The things I can tell you about it, it's universal. We all have it. The only people who don't experience shame have no capacity for human empathy or connection. No one wants to talk about it, and the less you talk about it, the more you have it. What underpinned this shame, this I'm not good enough, which we all know that feeling. I'm not blank enough. I'm not thin enough, rich enough, beautiful enough, smart enough, promoted enough. The thing that underpinned this was excruciating vulnerability. This idea of, in order for connection to happen, we have to allow ourselves to be seen, really seen. And you know how I feel about vulnerability. I hate vulnerability. And so I thought, this is my chance to beat it back with my measuring stick. I'm going in. I'm going to figure this stuff out. I'm going to spend a year. I'm going to totally deconstruct shame. I'm going to understand how vulnerability works. And I'm going to outsmart it. So I was ready. And I was really excited. As you know, it's not going to turn out well. You know this. So I could tell you a lot about shame, but I'd have to borrow everyone else's time. But here's what I can tell you that it boils down to. And this may be one of the most important things that I've ever learned in the decade of doing this research. My 1 year has turned into 6 years, thousands of stories, hundreds of long interviews, focus groups. At one point, people were sending me journal pages and sending me their stories, thousands of pieces of data. And 6 years. And I kind of got a handle on it. I kind of understood this is what shame is. This is how it works. I wrote a book. I published a theory, but something was not okay. And what it was is that if I roughly took the people I interviewed and divided them into people who really have a sense of worthiness, that's what this comes down to, a sense of worthiness. They have a strong sense of love and belonging. And folks who struggle for it, and folks who are always wondering if they're good enough. There was only one variable that separated the people who have a strong sense of love and belonging and the people who really struggle for it, and that was the people who have a strong sense of love and belonging believe they're worthy of love and belonging. That's it.
Okay.
They believe they're worthy.
So I wanted to start off with that because I think that she just, if you want to listen to that whole TED Talk, I highly recommend it. I just highly recommend anything with Brene Brown. For those of you who don't know who she is, she's a studier of shame. She's, in the beginning of that TED Talk, she talks about the story about someone referencing who she was, and instead of a researcher, they wanted to call her a storyteller because they felt like if they put that she was a researcher, people wouldn't show up because they would think that she was boring. And so she was talking about, she's like, I have this degree and stuff, so coming from the background. Anyway, so vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. And this doesn't happen overnight. Like, you're not going to be vulnerable about these things that you're going through overnight. Like, you guys really have to work on yourself and find that courage inside and have a bigger why. Because sharing the things I share, it's not easy. It's never easy, but I know that the outcome is going to be so much greater than my fears. And I can only tell you that because my inbox blows up every time. Not every time, but a lot of the time I'm sharing something really, really, like she talked about, vulnerable, like excruciatingly vulnerable. So I want to say something though, because I think a lot of us have fear of people's reaction. Like, who here is scared to be vulnerable because they're afraid of what someone in their life or someone on their social media is going to say? Can you just raise your hand? Like, I just want to know, like, is that anyone's fear, or is that just all, like, I think we all have that fear, right? Okay, so she says, she states this, and I love that she said this, because sometimes, we can be like, oh, we don't care about anyone's opinions, right? And it's like, well, you kind of care about some people's opinions to an extent, right? If you're going to just say you don't care about someone's opinion, like, you have people that are genuinely close to you that you do care about because they're going to give you constructive criticism. Like, I care about what Alexa and Lauren think because I know they're going to give me constructive criticism and positive criticism back that's not negative, right? So there's a difference. And she says, a lot of cheap seats in the arena are filled with people who never venture on the floor. They just hurl mean scripted criticism and put downs from a safe distance. The problem is when we stop caring what people think and stop feeling hurt by cruelty, we lose our ability to connect. But when we're defined by what people think, we lose the courage to be vulnerable. Therefore, we need to be selective about the feedback we let into our lives. For me, if you're not in the arena getting your ass kicked, I'm not interested in your feedback. And I love that because it's so true. You know, if the people in your life who are giving you criticism aren't going through the same storm or whatever that you're going through, and not even necessarily that, if they haven't gotten their ass kicked before, why? Like, if they're just sitting back giving you criticism from the sidelines and not doing anything with their life, why do you care? You know, you got to get over that. Anyone's going to have an opinion on your life, but it's not their life. It's yours. Okay, so we're going to go into the 10 rules for rising strong and being vulnerable. And then getting this reference by Brene Brown's book, Rising Strong. If you are wanting to dive more into sharing your story and being vulnerable and really learning how to do so in a very, I don't know how to put it. It's a very genuine and real way of putting it. She's just amazing and I love her. So the first one is, if we are brave enough, often enough, we will fall. This is the physics of vulnerability. So in that, she says, daring is not saying I'm willing to risk failure. Daring is saying I know I will eventually fail and I'm still all in. And can you relate to that in your business? Like, I know that I'm all in. I know I'm going to fail and I'm okay with that because that's what vulnerability is. Right? I've struggled in this business. I shared on Team Empower, struggles I've gone through in this business, but I'm still here because I know that I'm going to fail, but I'm still going. Okay? And I hope you guys are taking notes on this so that you guys can reference back because I think that this is a really good way to evaluate vulnerability in your life in all areas, not necessarily with just the business. And I think we have to look at that. Like, yes, we're running this business, but the things we want to get vulnerable about are things that happen to us mainly personally in our life, right? And like Raina Odell this morning killed it on the National Wake Up Call, kind of basically stating everything. She got so vulnerable with her whole journey as a coach. And, you know, the things she struggled with and had to overcome and things that came back and not drinking Shakeology because she was doing this competition. And, you know, so, and I love what, what's her name at the very end? Sorry, I don't know. Sandy, yes. She said that even though Raina has had all this success, she still reevaluates her life and the mistakes and the things that she has had to overcome. And that's it. That takes courage. And I'm going to talk about that because vulnerability is courage. So number 2, once we fall in the service of being brave, we can never go back. So she says, straddling the tension that lies between wanting to go back to the moment before we risked and fell and being pulled forward to even greater courage is an inescapable part of rising strong. And we have to rise up from our failures and screw ups, but like, it comes from the courage that we develop through these emotional things that we go through. And you guys, you have to feel these emotions. You can't just like push them aside. Like, they truly, you have to go through. And I love how Alexis on Team Fit Revolutions called 2 weeks ago, I believe, she was talking about meditation and about the balloons and how like balloons go across and kind of just visualizing it. And I kind of put that into analogy with my emotions after she said that. I was like, that's such a good way of acknowledging that these emotions are here, but letting them kind of pass by and just like knowing that I'm going to go through this cycle of feeling all of these things, right? By the way, I can't see the chat box, so if you guys have questions for me or like Alexa, if anyone says something, like let me know, but I can't see it. Number 3, so this journey belongs to no one but you. However, no one successfully goes it alone. So if there's one thing that I could tell you when going through a storm and wanting to be vulnerable is using the people that are closest to you and the team. I don't know how many times I've posted a post in the team page or gone to one of my friends like Lauren and Alexa about something that I want to share. And you just getting that extra like confidence boost when going through a storm or struggle like this or whatever you're going through is just really helpful. It really gives you that sense to be vulnerable and to share. And I know like Alexa was talking about how she really wanted to open up about being a mixed couple, and she hadn't been doing it for a while, and then she talked to me and Lauren about it, and then the other day she shared it, and I think it got like the most comments and likes on a post that you've gotten in a while, right? And so, you know, but it just took that little extra, like just kind of collaborating with us about the post for her to be like, okay, I'm going to share this now. You know, she'd been thinking about it for a while. So that's what I want you to understand is being vulnerable takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. So all of us make our own way exploring some of the most universal shared experiences while also navigating a solitude that makes us feel as if we are the first to set foot in uncharted regions. And we just have to learn to be together and to have moments where I love how she says, you know, travelers for sanctuary support and on occasional willingness to walk side by side. And I think that's something that I love so much about Beachbody is that we're always here for one another. We're always walking side by side through these things, through these struggles. Okay, so we're wired for story. And I love this because I love how she talks about how she's a storyteller because I've realized that I think I'm very much so a storyteller. I love to collect stories and share stories because I think that stories, actually I know stories are very relatable, and that's what we are really wired as. She says, we feel most alive when we're connecting with others and being brave with our stories. It's in our biology. And so she goes, neuroeconomist Paul Zak has found that hearing a story and narrative with a beginning, middle, and end causes our brains to release cortisol and oxytocin. These chemicals trigger the uniquely human abilities to connect, empathize, and make meaning. Story is literally in our DNA. So as you're going through with your posts, almost think of every day as your story. You're adding to your story. You're adding a post to the story that you are letting people know that you've either overcome, you're overcoming now if you're really courageous and brave and you just want to share it when you're going through it, which is hard to do, but I can tell you worth it. The other day I went live literally right after my therapy appointment, and like if I would have done that 3 years ago, I would have been so afraid, but I literally went live and shared with everyone like all the emotions I wrote down in that therapy session. And so sometimes sharing what you're going through in the middle of it is really scary, but it's so worth it because the responses and the messages you get after, you're like, yes, someone did it and it helped them, and that's so cool. Like it's the best feeling ever. And that's another thing that helps when being vulnerable is you get that. So number 5, creativity embeds knowledge so that it can become practice. We move what we're learning from our heads to our hearts through our hands. I love that. I just love all of these things. And I love what she says, knowledge is only a rumor until it lives in the muscle. And I think Chalene Johnson also talks about confidence as like a muscle, like it builds just like when you're working out, you have to do it consistently. And that's what I mean by being vulnerable. It's being consistently vulnerable and starting out small if that's what you need. Starting out sharing little things to build up to more vulnerable stuff that we all go through, right? Depression, miscarriages, divorce, loss, grief, shame, things you're embarrassed of doing in the past, what your past was like, all of these things. And be creative in a way to share it. And that's what really allows us to learn and to just practice, right? Like we have to practice with everything in life. Okay, so I'm going to take a break for a sec, and I just want to ask you right now, on a scale of 1 to 10, with just seeing these last 5 points, how vulnerable are you in your story and your posts? I'm just curious. Is there no way for me to, oh, there we go. I'm so proud of you guys for being honest. Because that's not easy to put a 1, but I'm proud of you guys. Okay, so take that number wherever you are, okay? And I want you to work towards the next level, okay? Like step by step, and you can go at your own pace. This isn't a race, okay? We're in this for the long run. I'm going to be here for 20 years, actually probably like 50 years. I'm not going anywhere. But so if, you have a while, so don't feel like you need to be where maybe I am with my vulnerability, because you guys, I was not here 4 years ago when I was starting. I was at a 1 4 years ago. Okay? Like this has taken a long time. Yes, exactly. Okay, so everyone's good? It's good so far? Okay, I just want to make sure. I know this is kind of fast, but this will be recorded so you can go back and listen. So rising strong, and I know I'm referencing rising strong a lot, but that's like the same as vulnerability. I believe that when we rise strong, that's what our vulnerability is, and I love how she references that. So that's really what I'm referencing to, but I love the rising strong part. It's the same process whether you're navigating personal or professional struggles. So whether it's something in our personal life, whether it's something in our professional life, we are not either thinking machines or feeling machines, but rather feeling machines that think. And so she did a study, and I love the 3 things. So she said that the most transformative and resilient leaders that she's worked with over the course of her career had 3 things in common. First, they recognize the central role that relationships and story play in culture and strategy, and they stay curious about their own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. So they're not like straying away from it, they're acknowledging it. Second, they understand and stay curious about how emotions, thoughts, and behaviors are connected in the people they lead, and how those factors affect relationships and perception. And third, they have the ability and willingness to lean into discomfort and vulnerability. Ooh, lean in, okay? That's a huge thing. You have to lean in, whether it's on, again, your close family, friends, your discomfort of emotions. You have to lean in and go through this process. Number 7, comparative suffering is a function of fear and scarcity. So like she was talking about in the video, that's when we're questioning our worth, right? Am I enough can slowly into, am I really enough? And she said something that she's learned over the past decade is that fear and scarcity immediately trigger comparison. And even pain and hurt are not immune to being assessed and ranked. So you really, hurt is hurt. And every time we honor our own struggle and the struggles of others by responding with empathy and compassion, the healing that results affects all of us. So not only is it affecting you, but it's affecting the people around you. And that's really important to remember, especially with us really working with people and the relationships with people. It's so important to remember that, and that you don't know what storm someone's going through when you're talking to them. And remember that, because the more vulnerable you're going to get, even if you don't want to get vulnerable in your post right now, get vulnerable in your messages. Don't be afraid to open up to those people who are coming to you, because they're coming to you for a reason. There are over 400,000 Beachbody coaches, and they are coming to you. Okay? So get vulnerable with them. That's okay, because they're going to get vulnerable with you, and you're going to learn things about them that you would have never known had you not shared something with them. Because like your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And so you might be talking about something, and they're coming to you for a reason, but they might not even say it's that reason. They might be still too afraid to talk to you about it personally. I've had this many times. It takes people time to warm up. I'm a very extroverted person, and I will share my story with anyone. I do not care. But that is not the norm, okay? Like, that is not normal, and that was not normal for me 4 years ago, okay? I just really want you guys to remember that. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to be here, but I hope that these tips will help you over this next journey of your whole Beachbody career, or even in your personal life, your, profession, if it's not Beachbody, whatever it is. This can be applied in any way. Okay, number 8, you can't engineer an emotional, vulnerable, and courageous process into an easy one-size-fits-all formula. So what might work for me may not work for you, but I love what Brene says is to just take what she's giving us. Again, I highly recommend this book if you need something to read. But take what she's giving you and make it your own. Okay, just like we talk about with the scripts and all of these things, it's anything in your life. Make it your own. Do what's going to work for you. Maybe you're more of a visual person. Maybe you're not. And so kind of figuring those things out. But you really have to feel your way through most of these emotions. Actually, not most, all. You do. And she says that she's seen this process. She says that she goes, in fact, I think attempting to sell people an easy fix for pain is the worst kind of snake oil. And what do we talk about in our business? It's not an easy fix. It's a lifestyle. And Brene says it right here. Right here. She's not even talking about health and fitness. Okay? She's talking about pain. Rising Strong doesn't offer a solution or recipe or step-by-step guidance. We may give people step-by-step guidance, but what's going to work for them? Sometimes that's why we ask people what their goals are. That's why we ask people, right? We ask these questions because what might work for us might not be working for them. But we can help them and lead them in the direction that's going to help them because we have a solution for them no matter what. But it's not a one-size-fits-all formula. Rising Strong is just really, she says that she's seen the process take 20 minutes and she's seen it take 20 years. And, she's seen people get stuck, set up camp and stay in one place for a decade, or she's seen people who do the opposite and they just push through their stuff and they don't set up camp and they rumble through their storm. And I was talking to Alexa, she's like, rumble. She uses that a lot though, rumbling with your vulnerability and just really going at it. So number 9 is courage is contagious. And honestly, I just have to say, I've seen this from myself, from me being vulnerable with being courageous, because people have told me, and, it feels really good because sharing the things I'm sharing are really hard to share. But like she says, Rising Strong changes not just you, but the people around you. And I've had so many women come to me saying they're literally going through the same thing that I'm going through. And I had no idea. I thought I was alone until I posted stuff. And people came to me and they're like, oh my gosh, I just found out my husband just cheated on me. Or, oh my gosh, I just went through this with an ex as well. But my strength in now opening up about this, people are like, damn, she's going through all this and still pushing. I don't have any excuse. And that's what I want, because I don't ever want people to feel like they can't do something because of their past or because of the shit that they're going through. We're all going through something. We're all busy. We all have a hard life. But we have a choice. So what do you choose? Do you choose to sit there and set up camp? Or do you choose to push through it and be vulnerable and share the hard shit, even if it's scary and hard? Because I bet you when you share that hard stuff, you're going to get messages of people being like, oh my gosh, I can completely relate to you. And I had no idea. Thank you for sharing that. I needed to see that. Those are the best words. When someone says, I needed to see that. Because what if I wouldn't have shared that? What if you wouldn't have shared that? That one post could be the deciding factor. What was that one post for you to change your life? Was it a really vulnerable post that your coach was doing? One of maybe me, Alexa, or Lauren, or Brittany? What was that for you? And remember that and go with that when you're doing these things. Yeah, and so like I said, your experience can profoundly affect the people around you. And for example, like my inbox, after I posted a status the other day about stuff that I was going through. I don't know if anyone saw it on here, but people messaged me about how they went through the same thing and how they were so proud of me for posting that and, you know, really being open for what I was going through. And then they really had no idea because I hadn't really shared anything like that yet, because there is that fear of bashing or having that shame that we all worry about. What are people going to say? I've had those thoughts too. And those are thoughts I've had to work through. Again, sitting here doing this presentation, but you would have told me 4 years ago I'd be sitting here talking about this, I would have laughed in your face. But I'm so thankful that I've gone through these struggles and this storm so that I can sit here and talk to you guys about this and share this with you guys, because it's really important. Hold on, Bentley. Okay, 1 minute. And number 10, rising strong is a spiritual practice. And I love what she says, because I think that we're all indifferent with our spirituality, and that's okay. And I love how she says spirituality is recognizing and celebrating that we are all inextricably connected to one another by a power greater than all of us, and that our connection to that power and to one another is grounded in love and belonging. Practicing spirituality brings a sense of perspective, meaning, and purpose to our lives. So I'm going to leave you with this. The middle is messy, but it's also where the magic happens. And that's really all I had.
OMG, amen. This is so good, Emma. Okay, I just wanted to share a couple things, just my own thoughts. I totally agree with you. What you said about stories, I feel like is so important, because like I found that the deeper that I get with people and the more vulnerable that I get in my story and the more vulnerable I get in my posts, the more people are connected to me. You know what I'm saying? So when you said that, I was like, yes, it's freaking the truth. You know what I mean? Like Emma said, I posted a couple, maybe like a week or so ago, about some real life struggles and concerns and things going on in my life with what's going on in our world, and the fact that my husband and I are an interracial couple. And you guys, like, that was like the scariest post I've ever done on my Instagram before, because I don't ever want to, I don't know, it's just like a touchy subject. It's scary to talk about. It's scary for me to open up about things that, my feelings, my real true feelings about something that's like really important in my life, right? And so I was like scared shitless, and I didn't share it for the longest time. But it's the truth. That is how you connect with people, by getting vulnerable and opening up. I got more likes and comments on that post that I did than any other post I think I've done all year. I'm not even joking. All year. And it's by far like the scariest post I feel like I've done. It was like, I don't know, it just was really scary for me to post about that. So you just have to embrace that, and like you said, feel your way through it. That is another thing that really stuck out to me. It's like feeling your way through it and feeling like you're not going to be able to just open up and be vulnerable and feel good about it and not feel discomfort and, all of those emotions. We have to just feel those things, feel that discomfort, and just do it anyway. And then see on the other end the positivity that comes from it, the connections that we're able to make, and realizing that when we get comfortable with or uncomfortable ourselves, it can open up to just so many amazing things and so many more connections made with people. So then the next time that you share something vulnerable, maybe it'll be easier to go a little bit deeper with your story. Maybe it'll be a little bit easier to take it deeper, the next level, because you remember last time that you got vulnerable, you remember the positive feedback or whatever that you got from it. Maybe you won't have people blowing up your inbox, but if anything, I bet you'll get likes and comments on your posts.
No, and that's the thing is, like, I don't get messages every time I share something, and I want you guys to be aware of that. Like, this is a consistent thing of sharing, and then people saying, hey, I've been seeing your posts, plural, okay? Like, this isn't just like I post one thing and people are like, up my butt. Like you have to be consistent and like with sharing these things. And she talks about acknowledging your emotions and daring greatly, which is another book that I read of hers. I'm a huge Brene Brown fan because she's a shame studier, and I think shame is just so interesting now that she's, Christine, that book is bomb. And I'm going to start reading The Gifts of Imperfections as well, which is another one of her books. But so me and Alexa wanted to give you a challenge. And so we've been doing that recognition, or we just started, we're going to be doing the recognition at the beginning of the calls. So next week, we want to see your vulnerable posts, whatever that vulnerability is to you. So when you're posting these posts, tag us in the post so that we can see it. But we're going to be looking in our newsfeed and for those posts, and we're going to be shouting out the people who are opening up and getting vulnerable, because it's a scary thing to do. It's not an easy thing. Like I said, it takes courage to be vulnerable, and we want to really recognize those of you who are getting deep and sharing those hard things, because I can tell you it's going to make the people around you connect with you so much more, and the people you want to connect with are going to come into your life, which is the best thing. So that's really all I had. Should we take like a picture and then, or do you want to stop the recording?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say one more thing.
Okay.
You also just want to encourage you guys to not be knowledge hoarders on these team calls. We really, really want you to not just sit and soak up this information, let it sit in your brain, and just make this a fun time for you to unplug from your life and have fun with us on Zoom. We want you to take this stuff and actually start implementing it in your business, okay? So like Emma said, we're going to call and shout out some people next week on our team call who actually take this and implement and share something vulnerable, okay? And whether that is, that can look different. You know what I mean? You can get as deep as you're ready to go. All I think that we would ask is that you go a little bit deeper, like one level deeper than whatever that number was that you shared earlier. If you were a 3, take it to a 4. If you are a 7, take it to an 8. You know what I mean? We just want you to get to the next level and continue to push yourself, okay? So we're excited to see your guys' posts. Like Emma said, tag us so that we can see them, and know that this is just going to do so much good, not just for the people out there that are watching your story, but for you as well, and just continuing to grow and evolve as a person, okay? So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I'm actually going to stop the recording. So thanks to everybody that watched the recording. Hope this was super helpful. And I challenge you guys to get out there and start being a little bit more vulnerable with your stories and what you're sharing. Okay? Thanks, everyone.